Joey. Good, you? All dressed up? All dressed up? You know,
Workout today. Wasn't for you, don't worry.
I can hope, right?
Microphones are live.
Okay.
Okay. Come around.
Mr. Chairman, the microphones are now live. We are live streaming and recording. We are a few minutes late. I apologize for that, but we do have a quorum and we are ready to go.
All righty. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting on Thursday, March 21st, 2019. I'd like to call to order and a roll call. Bill?
Present.
Jason?
Present.
Sean Michael?
Present.
All righty. Everybody else is missing. Pledge of allegiance.
Mr. Vice Chair, at this time we have notification that Mr. Costanzo and Mr. Stahusky are not going to be in attendance. We are expecting Coach Hill. Perhaps he will join us later.
Excellent. Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a minute to look over last month's, or let's look at the meeting agenda for tonight.
I make a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
Jim, do you have anything you want to change on the agenda?
No, Mr. Chairman, we
Do we have any speakers this
we
evening?
have, no one has indicated. We have there's no public comment at this time.
Okay, excellent.
I'll second it.
All right. Vote on the agenda for this evening. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Passed. And I want approval of the minutes from the February 21st meeting. We'll take a second look at that.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from February 21st.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Minutes approved. No public comment?
No, Mr. Chairman, there's no public comment at this time.
Okay. We're going to move on to committee reports. Sean Michael, hope well.
Season's underway. 2 weeks under our belt. So I guess every team's had about 3 games. Hopefully the weather's finally turned and now the rain is hopefully behind us. Fingers crossed. I think this season we only have there's practices this week and then it goes kind of full games until spring break. So now we're kind of in the full swing of the season. I checked in with Mr. Salas to see if there's anything. I haven't heard any response yet, but the season seems to be going well so far. I haven't seen or heard any complaints really out the fields except for, obviously the drainage with all the rain. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're working with the city, I believe, for some of the field issues they wanted to see about maintenance. I think certain areas have been potentially a little either just not taken care of as well as they want, but I think with the weather, it's just been hard to maintain some of the fields to a level that they would like. But
we've had a lot of rain.
Yeah, a lot of dirt moving.
Mr. Chairman, if I may also add on the Hopewell report, before most of the rain hit, we were able to get in place the second drainage improvement at Field 5, and that has paid dividends for us. I would also like to be on record as thanking Mr. Salas and the HYA for the help that they have given the city in helping in getting the field at Birmingham United Methodist Church up and getting it playable. This has truly been a cooperative effort on the part of HYA and Mr. Salas.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
It's been outstanding.
All righty. Well, Jason, since Joey's not here, talk about Eagle Sticks.
Yep, season is underway and going well. Same issues with rain, a little less degree on the ones that are on turf, but there's still certain at Northwestern where that field is underwater. But season's underway, everything is going well. No issues, just hoping for more sun.
Amen. All righty. Unfinished business.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask the indulgence of the PRAB to move ahead first to the open gym discussion. We have one of our program providers here, and out of courtesy to him, allow him to give his presentation and to move on.
Absolutely.
Of course, he's welcome to stay. All right, so I'm going to go on the floor and I'll help you with the programs, right? Which one do you want first? Do you want the big presentation or the one that's just 5 pages? The big presentation. The big presentation. Okay.
5 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You can just write there. Makes you remember to do this.
Give me just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
In terms of the dice.
This kind of helps. I don't need my glasses if the thing's right in front of me.
Gentlemen, and for those of you watching at home, we have here Mr. Kim Coleman, who's the owner of Halftime Sports, has been our basketball provider for the last 5 years. Some of you are aware of the story of the very first year that we had Mr. Coleman. We had a total of 54 kids in the program.
It was bad, guys.
And on a daily basis, he would call me up and tell me I can't run a program with 54 people,
I did not like Jim Craig very much for quite a while.
even though we've been friends for a long time.
We were trying to defriend Jim.
Yeah.
It was every day. I knew he didn't want to take my calls because every day I called him like, Jim, you're killing me. You are just killing me. It was.
And for the record, Kim's son and my son played football together in Milton, so we go way back.
Yeah.
But this past year, the winter season has grown from 54 kids to over 400 kids.
Yeah.
So Mr. Coleman approached us on an idea for something new, and with that, Mr. Kim Coleman.
So to go to the next page with a.
You would do.
Oh, fancy. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, gentlemen. I don't really want to take up much of your time because it's March Madness, and I know you want to get home and watch the games as well as I do. Just give you a quick background on Halftime Sports. We initially were Eric Snow Sports. Eric Snow played in the NBA for 13 years. He's a good friend of mine. We decided to put our monies together and our brains together to create a sports marketing company that catered to the youth. However, a couple of years later, Eric decided to get into coaching. He went to SMU to coach with Larry Brown, who was also his coach in the NBA with the Sixers. And then we got a nice little phone call from the NCAA and said, because Eric is a certified NCAA coach, you have to change the name because of what they call undue influence. Because if we were running camps and clinics and all of a sudden these kids would end up at SMU, Kansas and all these other schools would frown down on that. So we've been in existence since 2007. Like Jim said, we're a proud partner of the city of Milton for the past 5 years. The first few months was rough. We inherited a big mess when it comes to the basketball programs. We're glad to say the 54 kids that we did start with are still with us. Now they have more friends, and now they actually can play on a full team. We have people like me that, we have folks that have been been doing basketball for years. We've got over 100 years of experience in running basketball camps, clinics, and events. It's me and 4 other guys, and we enjoy basketball, basically. My wife runs a hospital, and she deals with pediatrics, kids with cancer. So my problems and her problems are a lot different. Little Johnny doesn't play the full game, or the referees are mad at little Johnny. Those are my problems. Her problems are kids with cancer, so it kind of keeps me grounded. Not only do we just do events and run programs for the city of Milton, but we do national and regional events as well. We do a USA basketball event, which brings the best 5th through 12th grade basketball players from throughout the country, from the west coast of California and Washington, all the way down to Florida, to Georgia, Illinois. We're everywhere. We run, starting this summer, going to be running basketball camps and programs for the city of Tucker as well. So we've kind of got our hands on the pulse of youth basketball. If you ask me to do anything with lacrosse or soccer, we kind of would struggle, but basketball, we kind of know what we're doing there. Here is kind of an example of what Jim and I were talking about. When we first started, we had just over 50 kids, did a lot of marketing and promoting and begging to get families to trust in the City of Milton Halftime Sports brand. Last year, we had 331 kids in our winter rec program. This year, we're over 430 kids and continuing to grow. So with that being said, I'm not going to harp on this, but we need to build a gym. That was my last comment.
And we need some data files for me to verify that 430.
You did say you're going to bring that up. I thought you were joking. So we're also, again, we're very fortunate because we just don't do winter basketball. We provide basketball for our City of Milton families throughout the year. The winter rec program is the biggest of the programs, but then the winter program runs right into our Sunday training program, which starts in March. Kids go to Hopewell Middle School from kindergarten through high school from 2 until 6 o'clock. They come and get trained. We also started a travel basketball program this year. Last year we had 1 team. This year we have 5 teams. It's an eye-opening experience for many of the parents because travel basketball is a completely different world than rec basketball. 1, playing time is not equal. 2, the parents, they're a little different than rec basketball. They really get into it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And that leads us into our summer camps, which we run almost every week throughout the summer. That takes us into our fall basketball league, which is big because the fall basketball program, which again is on Sundays, provides kids with training who want to play feeder program basketball, who want to play high school basketball. It's preparing them for those programs. And then that takes us right into back into the winter rec program. I put this page up here because Phil and I were talking before the meeting. This is kind of a hidden secret of ours. I don't think a lot of people know of the kids that have come through our basketball programs. Evan Nolte, who went to University of Virginia, came up through our program. Obviously, my son, Chase Coleman, he came up through the program. He's not in the NBA or NFL, but he's a Starbucks executive making way too much money to be 24. Alex O'Connell, Alex comes back after his season with Coach K and works our camps as a counselor. We find that these kids, the kids that come to our camps and clinics, they actually listen to Alex and all these other kids more than they listen to the old man like me, who has more experience than Alex, but because they see Alex on TV, they think he knows more about basketball. Lauren Nolte, who came up through our program, went to Georgia Tech. She's now a Chick-fil-A executive. But I really just wanted to show this because this, again, I think this is one of our hidden secrets that a lot of kids that come through our programs have gone on to be successful, not just on the court, but off the court as well. So that leads us into our partnership with USA Basketball. I was telling Phil, USA Basketball is really getting involved with the grassroots of basketball now. Initially, they were more global. You know, you would hear of USA basketball when the Olympics came around. You hear, you know, Magic Johnson, the Karl Malones, all those guys. That's USA basketball. Well, because of the recent scandals that have gone on with grassroots basketball, USA basketball is getting more involved with grassroots basketballs. When I say the scandals, I'm speaking of the Adidas incidents where coaches were receiving money to have players play for them. Families were receiving money to go play for an Adidas school. You know, it's not that it just started, it's just that they're getting caught now. And so the NCAA and USA basketball have partnered up to try to bring what they call a gold standard back to youth basketball. So they have partnered with us and 13 other companies to try to bring back that gold standard to youth basketball. It's not just on the men's side, it's on the women's side too. So I put this slide in here to show that, you know, we're not just about boys basketball, but we're incorporating girls into our programs as well. That leads me into something that I think we all used to do as kids, and that was play pickup basketball. We would go outside, just, you know, as guys, we just go, all we needed was a basketball and a goal. And if it was 3 of us, if it was 9 of us, 10 of us, we would play games all day. The only difference is, you know, back when we were playing, we had rubber basketballs, chain nets, and we were playing outside on the blacktop. Well, what we want to introduce to the city of Milton is something that's a little bit, it's pickup basketball, but it's on steroids, basically. You know, we were calling it, well, maybe steroids are wrong.
That's a bad term.
That's okay. It's a higher level of basketball. And we call it open court. This will allow kids to come in and play basketball for free. We want it to be pickup games. We want it to be where if there's 30 kids there and they want to play 5-on-5, they want to play 2-on-2, 3-on-3, it's totally up to them. They get an opportunity to play basketball for an hour at Hopewell Middle School. And it's great for the parents if they want to go out, have a date night, just as long as they come back within that hour to pick up their children. We are totally good with that. It's going to be one night a week. All of our coaches will be USA basketball licensed coaches. We will have a trainer on site, and each kid that shows up will receive points for it. Where you say, well, how do you participate in the open court? If you're a boy or a girl, ages 6 to 17, if you've played in our summer camps, our Sunday programs, our winter rec league, or you're just a family within the city of Milton, you can come play as long as you register. You have to register because we believe we're going to have a good problem, and that is we're going to sell out real fast in doing this. All the parents have to do is check in the kid at the event or at the open court and leave their name, phone number, and email address. Sign a waiver, let the kids come on in and play. Each time a player checks in, they'll get points. And this is what Phil and I were talking about. This is a little different. They'll get points. So over the 12 weeks, points will accumulate. So, oops, let me go back. I'm sorry. So they'll get points for every session. So let's say it's 100 points. So Jason, let's say your son comes and, you know, he gets 1,200 points throughout the 12 sessions. Those points can be credited towards a Kevin Durant jersey or a Kyrie Irving autographed basketball or a USA basketball T-shirt or, you know, tickets to a Hawks game. So it's redeemable. So it's a little different, whereas when we were playing pickup basketball, at the end of the night, we just went home. Well, these kids will go home. They'll be able to get prizes. What takes place during the session? It's really simple. It's all basketball. Again, the kids dictate what they want to do. They'll play 2-on-2. They'll play 3-on-3, 1-on-1, knockout. If they want to just shoot layups, shoot free throws, it's totally up to the kids. Our coaches will be there to monitor them to make sure it doesn't get out of hand when they're playing 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. Because when we were playing, you know, you play 5-on-5, you called your own fouls. Well, this is going to have to happen as well. So it could get a little crazy, but we're going to have coaches there to make sure everything is fine. We'll also have a trainer there. So, Dave, if your son hacks Jason's son and cuts him on his head, we'll have a trainer there to repair him, make sure he's all good to go. Okay. I had mentioned earlier about points. Basically, every time a player shows up, they get 100 points. If they bring a friend, they get points. So that's why we're thinking we're going to sell out pretty fast in doing this, because after the first week, these kids are going to have a blast in doing so, and they're going to tell their neighbors, they're going to tell their buddies, they're going to tell their family members, and it's going to get pretty packed. Build a gym. So basically, if we have a kid that has like perfect attendance, we'll add 300 points on to his or her overall point total. If they tweet something about the open court, we'll give them 50 points for that. So you can walk away with, Dave, your son could have, 2,000 points by the end of the 12th session. And again, we'll have a laundry list of items that they can choose and pick from. At the end of the session, for coming out just playing basketball, he or she has been rewarded by, getting a Kevin Durant autographed jersey or a, Tim Duncan autographed basketball. The prizes are redeemed very easily. At the end of the 12th session, we'll have 12 sessions. What we do is we send all the information to USA Basketball in Colorado Springs. Then they will send us the prizes, and then we'll designate a date where the kids and families can come in to pick up their prizes. I'm jumping ahead. They'll get a spreadsheet of what they can select, and then they will select it, send it back to us. We send it to USA Basketball, and then they send us all of the prizes. And then we'll set up a date for all the kids and families to come in to pick up their prizes. These are just some of the redeemable prizes that the players can receive at the end of the event. Bracelets, lanyards, shorts, T-shirts, practice jerseys, duffel bags, backpacks, track pants. I mean, it's a wide array of different types of gear that they can get, again, just for playing basketball. This is something that I don't think we've ever had here at the City of Milton, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something that's needed. And really what it's going to do, besides providing a safe and enjoyable platform for our kids, it's really going to also help our other programs as well. I mean, because the kids that aren't in our winter program or not playing with our Sunday training program, and they start coming in and seeing, hey, City of Milton's providing this, Halftime Sports providing that, I think I'm going to play in a winter rec program. So there's always a little madness to our methods behind all of this. But at the end of the day, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for the kids. It's a different platform that they haven't experienced except when they're at school, when they go to play at recess. Or I don't even know if kids have recess anymore. And that's really it, guys. And I'm honored to have presented this program to you guys. I thank you for your time. I'm open for any questions.
Kim, Ryan's going to start up the hype video you wanted.
That's perfect. All right, so we created a video. It's our promo video for the 2019-2020 Winter Rec basketball season. We've got some pretty creative people that I can't do this, so I'm not going to take credit for putting it together. It was my idea to put it together, but a gentleman named Weston Matters put this together for us, and it's really just to promote the upcoming season. So it's only about a minute or so long, but hopefully you enjoy it.
Don't know how loud that's going to be. Let's see.
Turn the volume all the way up. We can turn it
I
down.
don't know if I can put it like on the up there,
Put it all the way up.
Let me see.
That's fine, Ryan.
Yep, up all the way.
Ryan.
Gotcha.
don't know about you guys, but that gets me fired up. I'm ready to go play some basketball. But again, that's something that we're going to send out to all the parents to get them more involved, and the ones that we don't, that haven't played within our program, hopefully to get them involved too. So just something a little different. I'm open for critiques, ideas, suggestions, questions.
And personally, I think it's a great idea. We just need a gym.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Well, for the benefit of the others, because I asked him that, I said, do you have the space and time to conduct this? So I'll let you, I'll pretend like I'm asking it for the first time.
Yeah.
Do you have the space and the location to do this?
Well, right now we say yes and no. Just within our basketball program alone, before introducing this to the community, we're going to be at capacity. We're going to use Hopewell Middle School because they have the 6 basketball goals and the 2 basketball courts. So it's the most conducive to run something like that. But once we open it up to the community, it's going to be a challenge to not have over 50 plus kids at each session. So that's why we need to build a basketball gym. It's going to be tough. But it's a good problem. I'm not complaining, guys. And Jim and I, and Tom and I have talked about this. I'm not complaining at all. But it will be tough to not have. We're going to have to turn some kids away, basically.
What is the anticipated capacity? Like you said, keeping it under 50 or
60. We have 60 kids per session.
Okay.
So will it be first come, first serve?
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, it's definitely
First 60 that arrives that evening.
Well, they have to register online.
They got to register.
Yeah, so at 61, there becomes a waiting list. But the problem we may have is, Phil, if your son wants to invite 2 of his buddies the following week, that's where our challenge, and that's where we're going to start. The space is going to start getting real tight.
So do you register per session or just for the entire 12 sessions?
For the entire 12 sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So when is it going to be? Do you have it?
Fall. It's going to be fall. Middle of August is when it starts.
Okay.
Was that the question?
Yeah. So, but like, do you know what day? Is it like a Monday night?
We're looking at Monday nights.
Monday
yeah.
nights or something.
That's the least. Especially during the fall, that's the night where there's not a whole lot going on. Wednesdays, you have church, you got practices. So Monday nights will be the best nights for us.
Have other cities rolled this out previously, or is this really the first go nationally with this program?
Chicago did it last year as a test market, and it went pretty well for them. So we'll be the second to get it going.
Besides having a gym built, is there the potential to expand it to other middle schools? Say, if it's extremely popular, which I think it probably will be, and you get your 60 pretty much immediately, to be able to open it to another, 40 or 50, depending on the size of the gym in Northwestern or something like that.
Yeah, that's a that's kind of our backup plan, Scott, John. To be honest with you, just because we're going to sell out pretty fast, so we will have to extend out the invitation at another gymnasium. Yeah, and Northwestern would be a good fit because it has the big main court, but they also have the portable basketball goals in there. The problem with the middle schools is the length of the court. When you start getting the older kids, the high school kids, the court is short. So that would pose as a challenge to them.
And you think this would be a good feeder opportunity to feed into the rec leagues?
Yes.
In the various seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Because we want to really capture that market that we don't have right now, that the city of Alpharetta has, or kids that aren't familiar, even know that the city of Milton and Halftime Sports has a rec program. So we want those kids to be involved and have a lot of fun, and then realize, that we are out there and that we are a platform and a vehicle for them to play basketball.
Mr. Chairman, if I may point out 2 things. In analyzing the programs that Milton residents have been using over in Alpharetta, and now, of course, that's something that's, current agreement has expired. Open gym ranked in the top 10 in terms of participation. And this is a, shall we say, more organized version of open gym. So this is an example of where we are trying to do some new and unique programming in an effort to make up for some of the programming that is not available now that the agreement has expired. What I am hoping for, that the board would consider some type of motion to indicate support or lack of support for this particular programming, new programming idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, how does the board feel?
I think it's great.
I think it's a great idea.
It's just the less structured basketball and sports that kids play, it makes them better players.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, because they're going to try something playing 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 that they wouldn't do in a 5-on-5 when mom and dad are watching.
Yeah.
And so it gives them some confidence to do that, and then they get good at it, and then they'll do it in that game eventually. And so the more they can play unstructured and play 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 5, you know, whatever it is, the better. So
I guess
all
my
for it.
only
I think it's
critique
great.
would be, when's there going to be an over 40 league so this board here can
Over
See
40,
what-
make it 35.
Young guy.
Guys, I think we'd have to have about 3 or 4 trainers for every session. Or maybe an individual trainer for each over 40 player that arrives, because I don't know about you, but my hamstrings are real tight. So I'd probably get hurt in warm-ups.
Be a little slower game.
That it would.
Kim, it will be my honor to make a motion to approve the open gym
Thank you.
with halftime sports in the city of Milton.
Thank you, Phil.
I second it.
Thank you, Jason.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you, Kim.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Coleman, you are welcome to stay and enjoy the festivities of the rest of the PRAB meeting. However, if you choose to leave, I don't think anyone will take offense.
All right. Please don't take offense, guys, but I'm
Go watch.
A lot of basketball on.
trying to catch the end of the summer festival. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
So that puts us back to unfinished business. Tom?
All right, gentlemen. As you may recall, I had whipped up a sample proposed financial aid document program. I don't know if you guys had a moment to look over it and read it and have any comments. And I am happy to run and print some out again. If you haven't seen it.
No, that was my homework, and I filed it away, and when I did, I forgot to ever pull it out again. So I am not prepared to give you that feedback, but I promise I will do that this week. My apologies, Tom.
All right.
I know you gave that for us to do.
So we just want to table it to the next time, or?
Okay.
Yeah.
Apologize, 'cause I'm in the same boat as Phil.
All right, we're all in the same boat. Let's just table it, and,
Shall I email it out to you guys?
yeah.
Or do
Yes.
you-
That'd be great.
All right, I'll email it to you.
That would be great.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm on the same boat as Phil. I have it with me.
All righty. Well, Jim, that goes back to the new business of the
Yes.
pool pricing.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, you may be aware that on this past Monday's meeting, I put a first reading of a proposed fee change for the pools. I did so in the effort to expedite the process. We are getting ready to open up the pool. I'll be giving a pool report later. But an idea occurred to us, and we wanted to move quickly because a fee change requires 2 presentations. At the first presentation, it's simply read. There's no vote. And so if this board chooses to not support the idea, we can take it off. There's no issue. But currently, we have a $5 daily pool pass, and then we have for $200 a 4-person pass, $250 a 5-person pass, $300 a 6-person pass. Some of the feedback we got in response at the end of last season is that people would like the opportunity to buy less than 4 passes. Also, some senior citizens approached and said, could there be some type of discount for seniors? So several of us got together, Ryan, Tom, Shannon, myself, and we proposed to have a single-person season pool pass at $75, meaning that if a person wanted to buy 2, as a couple, it's $150. For example, my wife and I were members last year when we bought, the $200 pass. But then for the seniors, we're proposing a $55 rate. Anyone 55 and over is $55. So these are have been on first presentation, and assuming support, they would be on the vote for the April 8th meeting. There is no council meeting on April 1st due to spring break. The reason for expediting this was we're trying to get the pool passes opened and start selling them early April.
Do we have a family pass? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, the family pass would still be, 4-person for 200, 5-person,
Okay.
250, okay?
So we're just
So
individual.
we're just adding 2 additional,
Adding 2 additional
a
categories.
single person
Yeah.
and a senior citizen.
Single person and senior. And obviously,
And a 7 family as well.
oh, we are
Yeah.
adding a 7 family?
Yeah. So the idea was if you are a family of 7, your only option would have been to buy 2 4s. So we added a 7 to save you $50 to make it more, $50 a head.
Got a lot of 7 families around here?
Not sure.
We'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Or they can bring a friend, or is it only?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Easiest.
we don't define what a family is. Okay.
So I assume you guys ran the numbers. I can't do math that quick, but I assume the more you buy, the greater the discount is at an individual level. It's a sliding scale.
Well, once you get up to 4 people, your discount is set at $50
That's
a person.
$50 a person.
$50 a person.
Okay, so it doesn't get less than 50 the more you
It doesn't
buy.
get less than 50.
Gotcha.
I guess the only thing is 3 people would be more than 4 people.
Which would mean that people would buy 4 and save the
Save
$25
and
bucks
then
at the
bring
end
a
of the
guest or
friend.
something. Right. Okay.
Sounds good, yeah. What do you guys think?
What is the difference from last year? I guess is that an increase or is that
No, it's the same.
Pretty much the same.
The pricing of $50 as the lowest possible price is the same as last year.
Okay. And was that well received from the community on the cost or?
Well, how many passes we sold? We sold over 400 passes.
Okay.
What is that relative to Alpharetta? What do they charge for the Wills Park pool? Do they have a similar
It is similar.
pass
Their
program?
individual pass is like $10 more, $10 more,
Is it?
$15 more. I think it's 90
Yeah.
for an individual, and then the family pass I believe is the same.
Yeah, we're a little cheaper than
Yeah.
Alfreda for sure.
It sounds reasonable to have a single person pass and a senior, giving them a discount seems to be reasonable. Sounds fine to me.
Motion to approve this, is that what we need to go forward with it?
To recommend.
Motion to recommend
To recommend,
approval to the council.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval for the new passes for the seniors and the single person.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we go. Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Me, all right.
There you
I'm
go,
sorry.
Jim.
I apologize. Update on the comprehensive master plan. Gentlemen, it's done. It passed. In the end, there was no citizen commentary. There was a brief discussion by Mayor Lockwood, wanting to make sure that it's not written in stone, that it's a guide and it can we can be flexible, which absolutely we can be. And all the elected officials were in support of it. It approved unanimously. And the fact that there was no citizen commentary What that really says is the citizens were satisfied with it. Okay? Because this, as you may know, for the last 2 years, we've been working on this. And a year ago, we had quite a bit of citizen feedback. So we went back to the boards, and we've got it. It's a good plan. It's a very well-written plan. And it gives us a guide for at least the next 8 to 10 years. So thank you for the work that you guys did. It's done.
Congratulations to you guys.
Yes,
It's a testament to the
congratulations.
work that you guys put into it, getting it to where it is today. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, update on the Wall of Fame. We are accepting nominations for another 10 days on March 31st. We're going to close nominations. Right now, we have 12 nominations for this year that we're going to look at right now.
That's great.
We have 2 that we rejected, right?
Yeah, 2 rejections. One person didn't really supply any data or anything, just a name. And the other one was also disqualified. So
There's also a what?
not, how would you call it?
Ineligible
Not enough fame.
Yeah,
for the
okay.
Wall of Fame.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's all that, right now. That's all that's really going on with it. So we'll have names in 10 days for you guys.
Awesome.
Good.
Okay.
And then it's like in October,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Would they actually enshrine them right after we've
I think
Yes.
we're looking at, was it September?
September?
Opening?
Yeah.
In the fall.
In the fall,
Yeah,
sometime.
Yeah, in the fall.
Yeah.
By the time we go through and the council goes through. And
Hey, Tom, your time will come to give Jim feedback. When you look at the next scheduled meeting date on the agenda, you'll have the ability to give him feedback.
You know what? That's supposed to be April 18. You know what? You're right. I missed it. Okay. If I was on top of my job, I would catch these things. What can I say? Update on the football provider replacement. We went through an open RFP process. We received 1 proposal, and that is from the North Atlanta Football League. We have had brief introductory conversation, and we're looking to set up meetings to start discussing how it would work next week. And so we'll be in a position to report more next month.
Excellent.
Okay?
Good.
And then last thing I have is an update on the Milton Pool. We are more than halfway done on the resurfacing of the pool. All the leaks have been repaired. They're fixed. We have all new tile going in, the swim tiles. The intent is to have, we have to get 48 hours rain-free.
good luck.
Which could take us till October. But then they can put the new gunite down, the surface, and but they're all ready to go. They're currently projecting doing this this coming Saturday, and they said once the surface is down, they immediately fill it because the surface cures underwater, which I've learned a lot through the process. It doesn't cure properly if it's left open air. Also, we have received, we had an RFP out there for a new pool services provider. The RFP requires them to be able to do year-round maintenance of the pool, to provide lifeguards, to provide a learn-to-swim program, which is another gap that existed between us and Alpharetta. So now we can offer swimming lessons. And also we want to have them be in a position to resurface the walk-in pool, the one with the mushroom on it for the children. We want to get that done. We had 4 responses, and we are currently going through the grading process and should have more information next week.
Great. How about the roof at the building, at the pool? Because it was brought up a concern over safety when there's lightning in the area, and for the people playing tennis or people in the pool, a safe place for them to go.
Yeah.
Is that on the
It's
agenda?
something we're talking about how we can figure that out right now. With the building being closed, That's the challenge. The overhangs are made of metal, so that's a challenge. I'd be lying if I said I had an immediate answer, but it is something we're talking about trying to figure out right now.
Okay.
You know, I agree there needs to be some type of structure. You know, we had a situation about a week or so ago over at Bell Memorial Park. The lightning sensor went off, and then very quickly lightning started coming up overhead. And I was physically there. I watched the lacrosse folks evacuate the fields and get underneath the atrium and the concession stand. And then I watched all the baseball folks get into the dugouts and go underneath the bleachers. And I'm like, do you understand you're in a metal structure? And I literally had people say to me, oh, no, we're fine. The lightning will hit the light poles before it hits us.
Natural selection.
It was an unbelievable experience, I'll tell you that much. So we obviously have some education efforts to do there. Mr. Chairman, that is all I have. By the way, while this meeting was going on, I received a text from Coach Hill. He sends his apologies. He became ill today. He actually sent me the report because they wanted to prove he was ill from the first urgent care center. But he took ill today, and he's not able to make it.
Anything else, gentlemen?
Good.
Of a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right, give me a moment to turn off the microphones.
Mr. Chairman. Yes. Ended like a pro.